You are not suffering because something is wrong. You are suffering because you are conscious, because you are awake. And in that awakening, you have become aware of everything that most people spend their lives avoiding. You see the contradiction. You feel the weight. You sense the futility that lives beneath every shallow smile, every empty pursuit, every hollow ritual dressed up as purpose. Most people are still asleep inside the dream of desire, but you are not. You've seen through it. You've tasted the truth, and it stings. Arthur Schopenhauer understood this better than anyone. He didn't sugarcoat reality. He didn't wrap the world in hopeful illusions. He tore them down. He told the truth that no one wanted to hear, that existence itself is suffering, that desire is a curse disguised as motivation, and that the only real freedom lies not in fulfillment, but in detachment, in silence, in stillness. For Schopenhauer, life is driven by a force he called the will, an unconscious, blind, restless striving that never ends. It is not rational, it is not noble, it is not controllable. It simply wants, and when one desire is satisfied, it creates another. Hunger, lust, ambition, approval, possession. The moment you get what you wanted, the moment you touch the thing you chased for years, it dissolves. The satisfaction fades. The peace you imagined turns into boredom. And then the will stirs again, reaching, grasping, demanding more, always more. And so life becomes a cycle of craving and disappointment, a wheel that spins until death finally breaks the pattern. But here is what makes it worse: consciousness. Because the animal suffers, but it does not know it suffers. The plant grows, competes, decays, but it does not feel the absurdity. Only man does. Only man is conscious enough to recognize the futility of it all. And that awareness is both his greatest gift and his heaviest curse. You wake up and you feel it. That quiet ache, that soft discontent. You can't always name it, but it's there. Behind the noise, behind the goals, behind the distractions. A sense that something is missing, something you can't quite reach. And so you try. You chase success. You chase love. You chase meaning. And yet it escapes you every time, because the moment you hold it, it loses its weight. The will has already moved on to the next desire. This is the pain of consciousness. You are awake enough to know there is something wrong, but not powerful enough to change the nature of the world. And so you suffer. But Schopenhauer says, this suffering is not a flaw. It is the very fabric of existence. To exist is to want. To want is to suffer. And to be conscious of that suffering is to begin the path to freedom. But freedom, in his philosophy, is not found in more. It is found in less. Not in having, but in letting go. Not in noise, but in silence. That is where beauty begins. Because silence is not the absence of sound. It is the absence of striving. It is the rare moment when the will falls quiet, when you are not chasing, not proving, not planning, just being, just witnessing, just existing without demand. In those rare moments, watching the sun through the trees, feeling music vibrate through your bones, hearing the breath of someone you love as they sleep, there is no desire, there is no past, no future, no war inside your mind. There is only presence, and that presence is the closest thing to peace this world allows. Schopenhauer believed that art, music, and deep contemplation can silence the will, not forever, but briefly, enough to remember what you really are, not a machine for achievement, not a puppet of endless hunger, but a witness, a soul. a silent awareness behind the storm. And yet most people are terrified of silence. They fill it with noise, with distraction, with scrolling and shouting and showing off. Because in the silence, the truth appears, the mirror clears, and they are forced to see that all their movement has led them nowhere, that they are still empty, still chasing, still afraid. So they run from the quiet. They label it laziness. They call it depression. But often, it is just the first crack in the illusion, the beginning of real clarity. Schopenhauer was not a pessimist. He was a realist. He didn't believe life was evil. He believed it was blind, unconscious, and that to live unconsciously is to suffer without understanding. But to live consciously, to see the nature of the will, to recognize the patterns, to detach from the lie that fulfillment lives in acquisition, that is where wisdom begins. You cannot escape pain, but you can choose how you relate to it. You can resist it, curse it, mask it, or you can learn from it. You can sit with it. You can ask it what it's trying to show you. And eventually, if you go deep enough, you will find the truth. The pain is not your enemy. It is your guide. It is the fire that burns away illusion. It is the voice that whispers, "There is nothing out there that will complete you. Stop looking. Come home." But home is not a place. It is not a person. It is not a possession. Home is the space inside you where silence lives, where the will loses its grip, where you no longer need to chase anything to feel alive. And once you taste that space, the world changes. You still walk through it. You still play the game. But you play with lightness, with detachment, with a secret smile that says, "I know this is not the source of my peace." This is the beauty Schopenhauer saw in silence. It is the only thing that cannot be bought or stolen. It is the only state where the will cannot reach. And in that space, you are finally free, not from life, but from the illusion that life owes you something. You owe yourself. You owe yourself honesty. You owe yourself the truth. And the truth is, your suffering is not a punishment. It is a doorway. Every desire you've ever chased and lost has been trying to show you that. Every disappointment has been a lesson in disguise. Every silence you've avoided has been a sanctuary waiting for your return. But to return, you must let go. Let go of the myth that happiness lives in the future. Let go of the lie that success will silence the ache. Let go of the belief that more will finally be enough. It won't. It never has. That is the nature of the will. And it is only in stepping outside of it, in witnessing it, without obeying it, that you begin to remember who you are. You are not your hunger. You are not your pain. You are the awareness behind it, the space in which it moves, the silence, watching the storm. And in that silence, you will find a power that nothing in this world can touch, a stillness that does not waver, a beauty that does not depend on outcome. That is the reward, not comfort, not ease, but clarity, peace, truth. So let the world keep spinning, let the noise keep shouting, let the hungry keep chasing. You, step back, close your eyes, listen, not to the world, but to what lives beneath it. The silence between your thoughts, the stillness behind your breath, the quiet knowing that you are already complete. This is not escape. This is awakening. This is what Schopenhauer was trying to say. That suffering is real, but it is not the end. It is the beginning, the doorway, the path inward. And silence is not emptiness. It is fullness. The fullness that comes when the will finally rests, when the striving ends, when presence returns. The beauty of silence is not that it changes the world. It changes you. And when you are changed, the world cannot touch you the same way. You walk lighter, you hold looser, you live with deeper reverence, because you no longer demand that life fulfill you. You let it be, you let it move, and you stay rooted in the stillness beneath it all. So if you are in pain, do not run. Sit, breathe, watch. The will is moving. It wants something again. Ask yourself, do I need this, or have I just been trained to want it? Do I want this, or am I running from silence? Most of what you call ambition is just fear in disguise. Fear of sitting still, fear of being alone, fear of facing the mirror that silence holds up. But face it anyway. Walk through the fire. Let it burn away the noise. And you will emerge not empty, but clear, light, unshaken. This is the legacy of Schopenhauer. Not despair, not hopelessness, but truth. The kind of truth that frees you, not by promising more, but by teaching you to need less. And in that less, you discover more than the world ever offered. Yourself. Not the mask, not the performance, but the deep, silent, eternal self that has always been waiting beneath the noise. That is the beauty of silence. That is the pain of consciousness, and that is the price of awakening. Most will avoid it, but you are ready. You've suffered enough. You've chased enough. Now you see. And once you see, you cannot unsee. So be still. Listen. Let the silence teach you what the world never could.